Good morning. I'm trying not to doom scroll. Okay, so I decided to reach into a bucket of rocks I have and just pull out some random things. So, first thing, this is not exciting. And, sometimes there's good art and then sometimes there's not so good art. But the thing is, I see intention. So, it just feels like every one of those red stones that I found on the property that I lived on had something on them. It's because it's like all of it was like petrified animal hide. There's so much to think on this. I didn't see like thread markings or anything, but I did see like what looked like maybe imprints and lines. But it's kind of interesting to trace the lines, find out what somebody's intent was here. Yesterday I went to one of the Facebook groups that I had joined, and I had shared some of my pictures there. I'm leery of some of these groups that have the open public setting because it just lets everybody in, and even if they have no serious interest in artifacts, they'll just troll people. And I don't go there to be made fun of, no, but nobody does. I mean, people have serious questions. They feel like they're crazy because they see things in rocks. Well, anyway, the question was to show something that was translucent, and I like to talk about how the teeth that are in the ocean, and these are teeth, they become saturated and become, this is a chemical process. I mean, you saturate something in salt water for a long period of time, it's going to kind of change its composition. So yeah, this is a tooth, and I think it's just pretty cool. You can see this looks like a mastodon head or mammoth head with a little ear over here and the eye right there and the trunk. And then over this way it has the mammoth head. I don't know, it's like I didn't want to discuss this one, but I'm just the moderator decided to tell me I had pareidolia, like, like I have stinky feet or something, like it's a medical condition. No. I mean, I can go on, but we'll just say, I'm trying not to let this swell my head, but this is a gift. I'm just trying to convey something, a past message. Take it as you will. So I pulled this one out, and I want to attach a couple photographs of what it looked like, because I had actually, when I first found it, I think I found it on my property, and it resembled more of like concrete, but it looked more like what do you call it, like maybe something like a statue or something. Now that I washed it down, I could see it has that red color, and there's a lot more showing out of it, and unfortunately I can't get all the paint off. You know what, I found out my old electric toothbrush worked very well at cleaning some of that paint off, but it looked pretty when it had the paint on, but that's not what it also was too confusing. Yeah, I mean, when you first look at these, you have people saying they look like maps, they look like they try to find writing on them. If there's any kind of writing, it's going to be like pictographs. It's not going to be like, you know, how we perceive writing. Because you're talking about a bunch of, like, several tribes of people who have to communicate a certain way. But now that it's like, okay, let's look at the patina. See if I can get close. What I see, I see the hairs and I see stitches. This one is a very good example of that. You can see the thread in there, and you can kind of see the texture of the hair follicles, like I have been saying. Now that I have it like this, I can kind of see, I can kind of make out like effigy there, like maybe an eye there, nose there. There was one here, the one that I found when they had the paint on it. The nose is there, and the mouth is there, so it's like it's overlapping. No wonder this, you know, nobody can see these. I mean, it's like when you overlap art. Before, what I saw was this face, and then this was kind of like an animal head, like on top of this face. So that's how I had it appear. But then we know how these work, where you turn them and you see something else. So I noticed there's an eye there. But the problem was these are made so long ago, some of these animals are extinct. So, and this would be an ear. There's an eye. I mean, it could be some kind of sloth. This way, I was like looking, well, maybe if this is a mouth there, a nose here, an eye there. So I plan to put like my clear coat on this and maybe trace it again so all this stuff shows up, but I'm just explaining something. But all I did was like I said, this is not a very good example. It's like you can see it. I could see like these little cut lines in there, and then what's happening, you can kind of see the ear here, and this is all about intent. You can kind of see like a mouth, an open mouth there. That's where paper kind of stuck to it. It's kind of creepy looking. There's an eye up there, ear. This, it feels like whatever was, like there's two pieces joined together here. You can see where I marked. I see I'm not finished with this. I mean, I could do more with it, but I marked like an eye and a nose here and an ear there. But it's like it's like two pieces of something wrapped. A nose there. You know, it's like you flip it over so the eye is there. But that's the main way of looking at it. This is animal looking up. It's interesting. It's just another way of, this one I've had on the desk for a while, and yeah, it looks like just a pebble, but it's kind of cool. Like when I look at some of the animal shapes, might seem insignificant, but now this is one I painted fully a long time ago. You know, it's like I have the face here, but I think the real face is right down here, where you can see this guy's lips. And this hard thing about this is how it stands. The lips are right there. The nose is right where his lips are. The eye is there. But that's what I mean. There's an overlapping face there, there, and I believe there's one up there too, like there. And you can kind of, you know, you see one right there. There's lips there. I just turn that into feathers. Yes, I do believe that they wore like feathered headdresses, which is crazy because these are thousands of years old. Where I saw like an eagle with its wings, you know, flying down, there's also a face. I don't want to take the paint off of this because this one's pretty convincing. It's like, you know, when people say you have pareidolia, then they go, well, look at this. It's crazy because if I showed this without the paint on, they would never see it. They would never believe me. So, all right, well, everyone, you have a nice day.